Hello. So last night I was having a conversation with my partner about the piggery we were in for the Meet Your Meat, and we were just talking about piggeries and farming and stuff. And when I was sat there last night and we spoke about those pigs and some of the sad things that we've seen, and then I woke up to one of the photographs from inside that piggery. Now, one of the mothers, who obviously her baby had died next to her while she was stuck in this cage so small, and her baby was being eaten by this cat, and his whole head decapitated. And this mother, out of all the pigs in that farm, she never stood up. She didn't lift her head. She just had it. You could see the soul destroyed. You could really see that soul was destroyed. And it really hurts me because, how many weeks ago was that now? A month ago? 6 weeks ago? Now, all those pigs in that farm, they're still in there. I want you to think about that for a moment. Going in that farm isn't hard. Knowing that I have to walk away and leave every single one of those pigs in there, for me, is the hardest part. And I know I can't change this on my own. And I need people who care, who class themselves as animal lovers, who don't believe that animals should be abused from day one. I mean, some of the footage I've got, some of those pigs, you were talking to them and they talk back to you. Yet there they are, stuck in cages that the bodies don't even fit in, let alone be able to even turn around. And that mother, that just sit there, and that photo today that I woke up and looked at, it was just it hurts. It hurts. It's soul destroying what we get away with. About how we're allowed to treat other living beings. We share this planet with these guys, and they're as intelligent as a 4-year-old child. What has happened to us? I feel like I ask that question all the time, but I just don't understand why we deem it so acceptable. I mean, it's these pigs, they're still in those tiny cages. I can't sit still for more than 10 minutes, and just to know that over a month ago, when we were live streaming, making people aware about these animals stuck in these cages, and then now that they're still there, it's soul destroying me. But things are getting better. I mean, look, 3 days ago, 3,000 people marched through the streets of Melbourne to protest about Dominion, the new documentary that's been released that shows you all up-to-date Australian-only footage about what's happening to animals in this country. And then people all got to the streets and marched. Now, if you haven't seen the documentary Dominion, I really, really want you all to go out there and watch it. And show your friends and your family. Show them the standard farming practices. And, these animals need to get the truth out there. People need to know the truth, and they need to know what they're funding. Because, let's face it, these pigs that I shed a tear for, they're still in that farm. Some of those female mothers are going to be in there for about 5 years, and then they'll be tortured to death on their first day of sunlight. And it's got to stop. And the only way it's going to stop is if we talk about it, if we get the message out there, because this will carry on, and it will continue to carry on, because people don't know. And I know that good people will make the right choices. Good people won't go, your suffering means a lot less to me than my taste buds, because only self-centered, self-righteous, who think they're better than any other living being, will think like that. Good people won't fund animal cruelty, because they won't. No person who thinks that Animals should suffer immensely from the moment they're born to roll around their mouth for a few minutes. That's not the type of person we even want to share this planet with, really. But yeah, it's really. I find it very sad. I find it very sad and very. I can't put into words how upset it makes me feel, to be honest. I just know there's a month ago I got to connect with some pigs, and pigs that spoke back to me when I spoke to them, and knowing the fact that they're still in tiny cages. Knowing the fact that some of these pigs will be stuck in those farms for about 5 years. And the fact that my kind will torture them to death. I mean, do I give those pigs false hope when I talk to them? I mean, I just want them to know that we're not all bad humans. But things are going to get better. Things will only get better if you talk about it. Vegans, it is so important that you talk. And you talk about these things, because education is the key. Because all of them, all the corporations, McDonald's, Burger King, the Animal Agriculture Sea, they spend a lot of money, a hell of a lot of money, to brainwash you, the public, to brainwash you to keep buying these animals, because they don't want you to know the truth about how bad we really treat these animals. Because let's face it, the average person would never, ever, ever pay anybody to do the things that we do to these animals that is classed as standard practice. I mean, if anybody has any questions about this, ask me. Or if you want me to talk to you about an animal, pick an animal, and I will talk about that animal. And if I don't know about that animal, I will go away and research it and get back to you. But yeah, please, vegans, get active. It's so important. Start talking to people. Talk to everybody. Like, I talk to everybody. I mean, my favourite's talking to Buddy. I mean, James Aspie yesterday, he did a bloody video of him talking to an Uber driver. I've been doing that for a long time. I like it because he can't get away from you. It's like, you will be there or you're going to get a bad rating. Even when I was in like a little hippie shop, like hippies, like I like talking to the hippies. Most of them are hypocrites, but like I like talking to the hippies because they're the ones who like to talk about peace, love and energy. And, you know, if they're in a shop and they're working, they can't get away and they have to stand there and listen to it. And a lot of them are just like, well, you know, you talk about like, you know, the energy off a stone. Like, this is the thing that really gets my nerves about friggin' hippies, or hypocrites, shall we call them. Oh, love everything, love everyone, all good energy, blah, blah, blah. Oh, look at me with my quartz crystal in my hand. You know, the Earth's DNA on nature and all full of good energy. You know, when they talk about only putting good energy out there, yet they're consuming negative energy. They're consuming beings that didn't want to die. We are made up of energy. Our bodies are energies, our soul, our spirit, whatever you want to call it. And so are the animals, you know. Jesus Christ, I know when if I've got a dog and my dog doesn't like someone, I instantly don't like him. My dog is well clued on. Like, and you think my dog is aware as a carrot? Do you think my dog or a pig is aware as a piece of broccoli? Please, come on. Take your blinkers off and have a look. Like, our animals have their own personalities. They know what's going on. They're aware, and nobody deserves to be tortured and brutalized and enslaved from the moment they're born and have their death already written down on a piece of paper the day they're born because it makes somebody a bit of money. It's got to stop, and the only way this is going to stop is if vegans get active. You need to get active. You need to tell people the truth, because the truth is what will set these animals free, because good people don't fund animal abuse. That's a fact. And if somebody thinks that animals deserve that, they're not good people and they don't deserve to be on this planet, because animals weren't put on this earth for humans no more than what blacks are for whites and women are for men. And that's end of. It's not even up for discussion. Well, I suppose it is up for discussion if you really believe that an animal was brought on this planet to be enslaved and mutilated and then tortured to death. I'd love to ask you a few questions and then let's think about whether you should be on this planet. Because, like, seriously, it's not okay. Anyway, I'm rabbiting on. But I just want to make people aware that, you know, that farm that we're in for Meet Your Meat, those pigs are still in there and they need our help. And the only way this is going to change is if people get active. With only 1% of vegans that are activists, we need all vegans to be active. We need to start talking. It's not about, oh, I feel uncomfortable. Let's not think about uncomfortable. Think about all those pigs I filmed in that farm. They're still in there. So if you think about who's uncomfortable more, I think those pigs are more uncomfortable more. We need to stand together for the animals because they're stuck in there and they need our help. And that's just one shed. And there's thousands of them. Absolutely thousands of them. And in fact, as I'm saying this, there's thousands of them in there right now. And there's thousands of them in gas chambers. And those mother pigs won't even die in those gas chambers. And some of them will get electrocuted and then they'll drown in boiling hot water after 5 years of being in a tiny cage. You ever wonder why vegans get upset? You imagine meeting a dog and petting it and loving it and knowing that's going to be happened to it by your own kind. Just because we're born human, we get to do that to them. That's not human. That's called power tripping, dictatorship, enslavement. Jesus Christ, you need to wake up and smell the coffee and eat a bit of broccoli for once in a while. But yeah, no, after, like, vegans, please get active. That's all I can ask. Get active for the animals because they need our help. To animals, we're their biggest threat but only hope. And please get active because I can't stop thinking about them. Alright, thank you, and please, just keep talking, get active, go to your protests, speak to your friends and your family, because if your friends and family are good people, they will make changes. That is a fact. Alright, much love to you all.